Hey there, how you doing? It's me and Valerie and or Mom or Aunt Val or Aunt Alicia or whatever. We're here with a very special gift for you. It's going to start today and we don't know where it's going to end. We're calling this a legacy of love and laughter. And it's made up of stories from our childhood. I've been bugging Valerie to get to this, right?
Yeah. This has been a very long childhood. This could be a very long video.
But here's the thing. I really wanted to get our mom and dad to do this because there's so many stories we missed. Oh, we got some great stories to share, but we missed so many. And I waited and I kept wanting to tell my Grammy Muriel, Grandpa Henry to do this. Then Grandpa Henry passed away. Then Grammy Muriel passed away. So here we are. And we are determined to let you know a little bit about your family, about everybody who came before us. So we're calling it a legacy of love and laughter. Let me see if I can get my computer to come up. Well, that's kind of up. Oh, I got to put in my doggone PIN number. What a pain in the neck. We're going to get better at this as we go along.
She may. I don't think I'll
There
ever
we
get better
go.
at it.
Legacy of love and laughter. Chestnuts from our family tree. Chestnuts are little stories about our family. And we're going to intersperse this with pictures. And as I said, we'll get better as we go along. Right now, we're still kind of struggling, but this is our first, so what do you want? So we're going to, I just want to say, let's see, what do you have? Anything to say about your excitement or lack of for doing this project?
No, I'm very excited about it, but like everything else, I put things off till the very last minute, so I'm just hoping this works good before we run out of time, you know?
Yeah, we're trying to limit it to 30-minute installations.
I was talking about a much longer period of time.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be doing it probably until we leave the planet because there are so many good stories. Hopefully, you'll find them funny as well as interesting, or you might go, duh, is this my family? Yes, it is. And so we want to kind of tell you this is not going to be chronological order. We're going to try, but you know, memories keep coming up that we say, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So that's going to be going on, and we're going to find new pictures. There was a picture I only wanted to show you today, and we couldn't find it. So as we find the pictures, we'll be sharing the stories about those. And we're going to begin today with our great-grandfather, John G. Krug. And we figured he was born, I think we figured out about 1840 something, 1830 something, but he was old. But not everybody had a great-grandfather, but we did. So I'm going to show you his picture, if I can figure this out right. Let's see. I'm going to, let's see, where am I going? I hate not having a touch screen. Excuse me, very unprofessional here. I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Okay, here we go. There is our great-grandfather, your
What a looker.
great and great. This is our mother's grandfather. And he was, yes, definitely a very good-looking man. So we want to tell a few stories that we have about great-grandpa. You want to start?
Boy, it's pretty tough to be the starter. But we used to go to Florida whenever we could to see him. From the time we were really, really young. And we rode in the back of this old Chevy car. All the way down to Florida. Let me tell you, it was a long ride.
We stayed at motels.
Very few places to stop because, you know, things down south weren't like they are now.
Absolutely.
They were pretty tough. And you had to find a restroom that was for the right colored people, which was always very touchy. But, and staying in a motel was always a treat for us. It scared the heck out of me. But anyway, we'd go down there in the heat and all, and we would meet with him at their house, and they had a really wonderful, wonderful house in Florida. And it was him and Aunt Stella and the bird, Skippy. Skippy was a parakeet. We all loved Skippy, and he was very, very bright. He could even tell you, my name is Skippy Crook, and I live in St. Petersburg, Florida. What a treat it was going to see him.
It was. And when I went down there for my birthday one year, we all went down there for my birthday, Grandpa Krug had taught Skippy to say, "Happy birthday, Leslie." That was pretty exciting. And do you remember the song he used to sing?
Refresh me.
He sang the Pepsi Cola thing.
What is the Pepsi Cola thing? I don't even remember it.
Pepsi Cola hits the spot because flavor it has got. And that will Skippy, absolutely positive. You can look it up. Look it up.
I must be older than her because I don't remember it.
She's older. She's the older one. Another little fun fact about our great-grandfather is he did not wear a wedding ring. Oh, and Estella was his second wife. We believe his first wife passed away, but you know what? If you don't ask those questions early on, you don't get the answers.
And we never asked.
We never asked. But I'm expanding my my Ancestry membership so that I will be able to access more of the records again. So anyway, but he didn't wear a wedding ring. You know why he didn't? Why didn't he wear a wedding ring?
Because he lost his wedding ring finger.
Yeah. So how did he lose that finger?
I believe it was on a machine.
It was on a machine. Therefore, our father, never wore a wedding ring because he was also a machinist, just like Grandpa Krug. Now, we would go to St. Petersburg where they lived, and one of the things we would do is go to the beach. It was always fun to go to the beach in Florida. They were different than they are today. They were nowhere near as crowded, right?
Or as cold.
Or as cold.
As they are in Connecticut.
But I mean, even then, we're talking, 70 years ago plus.
Yeah. St. Petersburg was in a nice area where it wasn't overcrowded because the water was calmer in the Gulf than it was in the ocean.
And because of that, we had a special activity. And what was that?
The activity was, Great-Grandpa built these boxes. It was 4 little wooden sides, maybe about that big, and with a screen on the bottom. And you would go to the beach at low tide, and you guys would walk out into the water up to your knees maybe, take a shovel or just scoop with your little box with a handle on it. And when you brought it up through the water, it would be full of these, I think they called them coquina shells. I'm not sure.
Coquina.
Little tiny plants. And we'd get a bucket full of them, and we would bring them back to their house, where Estella would cook them into soup. Yuck. But then again, I just don't like seafood. So everybody else seemed to like it. And when you're all through, no waste, everybody gets fed, would take that little bucket and put the clam shells back in there and go out by the garage, dump the bucket in the sand, and you'd wait 2 or 3 days, and the ants would just go and clean them out like they were brand new shells, immaculately clean. We could pick up all the shells, and they looked like little butterflies. They were really beautiful. They were tiny and pastel colored. It was
Blue,
one of my favorite
green,
activities.
And yellow and pink. They were amazing. And but speaking of ants, we had a very interesting experience when Philip was with us. And we just can't get him here enough all the time to do the videos, but I'm sure we'll invite him as a guest one day and he'll be able to defend himself. But one day, Grammy Muriel and Estella looked out the window, and out in the yard, Philip was stamping, Uncle Phil, stamping, and he was about maybe 2 years old. And they said, "Oh, you stamping the ants? Are you stamping on the ants?" And he was happier. The more they gave him encouragement, the more he stamped. But he wasn't stamping ants. And what was he stamping?
What fell out of his diaper. It was a very interesting afternoon.
I'll bet they had a good time cleaning that up.
They told everybody in town. I'm sure they had a good time for a long time.
Oh, that was funny. Just briefly going back to the coquina shells, you have to understand how tiny they were. They were about the size of a thumbnail each side. It was a little clam like that, about like 2 of your little thumbnails. And those were the larger ones. And some of them would, when they popped over and the ants would go through and take their piece and leave the beautiful shells behind, that they held together like little butterflies. It was just amazing.
You can still find them in little shell stores and stuff down in Florida. I'm sure other places, but there are still a lot of them in Florida.
Yeah, yeah. And we did other things down there too. Grandpa had a garage. And he didn't have the car in it. I don't know where the car was, probably parked out by the street.
It smelled so good in there.
If you like garage.
Yeah, it didn't smell like garage. It smelled like beach.
Beach. Well, what we did one day is they decided to give us something to keep us out of trouble, and that was bubbles. And so we took the bubbles and we opened them up and we ran all over the garage going, Grandpa's bubble garage, Grandpa's bubble garage. We really filled that garage with bubbles. It was wonderful. We had such good times down there at the beach. I had a horrible memory. I know there's someone at the door. I guess I'll send Valerie down, or I'll go down and get the door. You tell him, or tell them about another story from the beach.
From the beach?
From St. Petersburg.
From St. Petersburg. I could tell a story about St. Petersburg. We used to go there and we had our own room when we were there. We had a nice, great big double bed, nice and soft. And we'd go in there, everything smelled like beach, and it was so beautiful. But at night, you'd hear a funny little noise. What is that noise? Couldn't figure it out for the longest time. So one night when I heard a little noise, I turned the light on. And there are these big, flat beetles running around the floor. So you turn the light on and they would run like crazy to get in the dark. You turn the light off, and when it got quiet for a few seconds, the beetles would come creeping out again. It wasn't so much fun sleeping in Florida because I wasn't really big on beetles. So we didn't spend much time sleeping there. We were busy going outside playing as much as we could. We're anxious. That was one of the reasons we were anxious to get home. No beetles at home. Just creepy spiders and stuff like that, which I don't like any better than beetles. So we're getting her back. She's here to tell you. I told them about the beetles.
Oh, the beetles. Yeah. And while we were trying to remember what kind of beetle it was, we were looking up beetles in Florida. So just in case you're going to Florida or you've been there or whatever, they've got what they call boil beetles. What is it, boil? Yeah. Blister beetles. And they showed a picture of a guy who tried to push away a blister beetle from his neck, and he got blisters. Ugly. Okay, I'm going to try to switch pictures now. We'll see if I have any skill. Ah, there we go. This is inside Great Grammy and Grandpa's house. Well, Great Grandpa. And that is that is, if you can see it, that is Great Grandpa and Estella. He's like on a lounge, and she's sitting there in their beautiful sunroom. You will have pictures. We're going to take all these pictures and put them on a stick and send them to you. So now, going back to a rather uncomfortable experience I had while visiting them, I was about 8, that's very tender age, and I was staying with them. I don't know wherever, my parents had gone or what, but I was taking a shower. And being an 8-year-old, I didn't think things through fully, and I didn't put the shower curtain inside. And I came out of the shower, and it was all flooded, and I had a little carpet. I was humiliated, and it took all my guts to tell Estella what I had done. We called her Aunt Estella. And I was...
Honey, don't you worry about that.
She never got mad about anything. She had the most gentle personality. She was just so easy to get along with. Another little interesting thing about Skippy, that Skippy and Great Grandpa they loved each other so much that when Great Grandpa died, about 3 weeks later, Skippy died as well. And I think they said he died in about 1955. When we get our records, we'll be able to tell you about all that stuff. Now, we also had Uncle Frank. We're going to tell you more about him another day, but Uncle Frank, we still can't figure out, is he our uncle or is he another, we're not sure, but we're not sure if he's Great Grandpa's brother or son. I think, yeah. That's right. You said that Great Grandpa adopted Uncle Frank when Uncle Frank's parents were killed in a car crash. Well, that's a little bit of interesting information on your family. As you can tell, the phone is ringing.
We're very popular,
People are coming to the door. But I hope you enjoyed this little installment of our story. Let me see before I go, because the phone stopped ringing. We had it. Answer machine will pick it up. Let me just flip over, see if I got anything. Oh, there we go. That is Great Grandpa and Estella. Isn't that great? And that's out in front of their home in St. Petersburg. Let me see if I got another one. Okay. Here we go. This is, I hope I can get this close enough for you. That is Great Grandpa and Estella. It's my dad who has me in his arms, and Valerie is standing right there. That was a little family visit, and that's the outside of the house in Florida. Okay. Let me make sure I don't have any more before we quit here.
We can entertain you for days, weeks, months.
We will. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that is our dad. That's Grandpa Henry. And Great Grandpa. Okay. On that note, I hope you got a smile, if nothing else, at Philip stomping on the ants. Very funny. Okay, I can't wait till we can do this again. And I hope it's real soon, and that's our goal. We shall see what we shall see. Bye-bye.
Bye.